Hello everyone, ThunderEgg here. So in today's video I want to talk about the new ban wave that has recently started with MiHoYo. It's going pretty drastically in China right now. Relatively speaking, a lot of people's accounts that are supposed to be banned are getting banned. So with that said, I want to just highlight a few things that you should avoid to not get banned. Now of course, if you haven't been banned so far, the idea is probably that you won't ever be banned, but since my last video about offenses that can lead you to have your account banned either temporarily or permanently was a bit out of date, so I thought I would make this new one because MiHoYo has recently just started a new ban wave. So with that said, my last video was more about how not to post suspicious or sensitive content in your username or your signature, because that can lead to bans. But I think since then MiHoYo has done a much better job on filtering those, so most of the time now you're okay to put most stuff. Now of course it's not whatever you want, but most of the stuff that was originally going to get banned is now filtered through normally and won't get you banned. So with that said, now today the three most important points I want to talk about regarding ban. The first one is plugins. Now regarding plugins, technically any third-party plugin can get you banned, but there is sort of a gray area in which some plugins MiHoYo can recognize and they're okay with you running it, even though they never stated officially in any of their fair use statement. In their fair use statement, it said that any third-party plugin that can get you banned, but technically speaking, if you're using like a Python script to play the lyre in the background, they're not gonna ban you for that, most likely. I don't think I've heard anyone getting banned, but do be more careful when you have other stuff running in the background. The most ridiculous one I've heard is someone who was using a custom script for Minecraft got banned by MiHoYo because that script was left running while Genshin was also on. Genshin was not able to recognize that script, so as a result, they got banned. But it was a temporary ban. They were able to explain to them and reversed it, but you do lose time in the game, so that's not something you want to do. And of course, other other cheats are definitely in the ban range. And the third one that's in the gray area is those sort of plugins that basically takes all your information on your artifacts, characters, weapons, and stuff like that, and figure out the optimal one for you. Those are technically also in the ban range because the plugin does access information from the game. But again, I don't think anyone has been getting banned as a result of those, but do keep an eye on those. Now, the last thing that's sort of within this category is modifying game files. I believe there was a trend to modify the game file that would no longer blur out people climbing. When you climb, when a character is climbing and you view from under, MiHoYo did a very good censorship. There was a trend to remove a specific file from in-game that allows you to basically disable that function. That was later patched, but stuff like that can lead you banned, and it also includes accidentally removing game files. That has happened to people who accidentally removed their game files and got banned. Regarding to that, if you actually go into the settings and you go under other, you can actually verify file integrity. So if you are unsure whether you have actually messed with the game files itself, you can always verify the file integrity before you play again, because if you do end up running Genshin for too long with missing files and stuff like that, MiHoYo will very likely consider that a bannable offense. Now moving on to the second one, which is account transaction and things like that. If you are trading accounts, technically it's a bannable offense. Also, again, MiHoYo doesn't really ban people that are selling and buying accounts unless it is very obvious to them that the location change and things like that. But the main problem with trading and accounts is not a ban, it's more about the problem that the original owner of the account, if they have multiple ways linked, can still claim back their account even if after they have sold it to you. So in that case, you might have just lost your money in that case, which is why it is still best practice to just stick to your own account and things like that. And of course, with that said, also do be very careful when you're giving your account information to other people. Only give it to friends that you trust. It is also stated in the fair use agreement that if someone else goes into your account even without your permission and they do something that's bannable, it's going to be a bannable offense on your account, and MiHoYo is not going to reverse that. So do be careful when you are giving other people the access to your account. And finally, the third one is regarding top up, and the same with top up is pretty much the same as with selling and doing accounts. It is most likely that MiHoYo will not ban you directly, but it could lead to bannable offenses in indirect ways. The most common one is sometimes you can find people that will top up for you at a rate less than what the official rate is, and I don't think I've heard any case here, but it's very popular in Asia that what they will do is they will actually top up for you, but within a few days they will request a refund. The refund will go through, which means technically speaking you never did top up that money, but you have already spent the Genesis crystals, which leads you to have a negative number of Genesis crystals. When that thing happens, MiHoYo will ban you immediately with after 7 days if you do not top up your crystal up to that amount. So again, by that you have lost money. And finally, the final thing I want to talk about regarding this type, which is again spending money on the account, is do not buy starter accounts, because most of the starter accounts, I don't think here, but most of the starter accounts are, sorry, not most, but some of the starter accounts are formed using bots. It is very easy for them to do that. They just run a script that basically gets you to a certain level and grants you the 10 wishes, which then they wish on to try to get a 5-star. I mean, that's how they make money. They don't make actual people play the opening over and over again. They make a bot to run it. It's much faster. It's much more consistent, and it's an automated process. So with that said, if you end up buying that account, they can still ban you afterwards, because for like the first 15 minutes of the account's existence, it was run by a robot instead of played by a human. So then they can still ban you through that. So with that said, that's pretty much all the stuff you need to watch out for regarding recent bans. So essentially, only give people access to the account that you trust. Do not use any plugins or anything. However, if you do get banned by plugins, do double check with MiHoYo, because a lot of times they will recognize that they banned you unfairly, then they will unban you and give you compensations. And finally, do not top up via unofficial channels. However, I will put this out there. Again, it's in the gray area, so do this at your own risk. Generally speaking, if you're in any country outside of the United States and you want a good rate for the primal gems, what you can do is you can open up a VPN that is of an address in the United States, and you can use the official top-up site while you are under the VPN, so it thinks you're entering from the US. So instead of paying whatever local currency you're paying USD dollars, which normally even converts over to your local currency, should be cheaper than the amount you have, unless you're in Malaysia, which is the only country who's cheaper than US. But other than that, personally I live in Canada, the rates are pretty much similar, so I have never used it, but I know it's possible. People in Europe, I know quite a few friends in Europe that uses it, because it's the rates for Europe for Euro is a bit ridiculous, but yeah, that's another way to go around it. It's again in the gray area, but it's definitely better than using non-official channels or third parties. So that's all I have for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, and have a nice day.